He's a leader, and I'm a veteran, and I can't stand a punk president backing down, letting China, all these other countries take advantage of us.
Would you now, with the whole world watching, tell President Putin, would you denounce what happened in 2016, and would you warn him to never do it again?
My people came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this, I don't see any reason why it would be. So I have great confidence in my intelligence people, but I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial.
Did MBS lie to you, sir?
I don't know. You know, who can really know? But I can say this, he's got many people now that say he had no knowledge. He told me that he had nothing to do with it. He told me that, I would say, maybe 5 times. Will anybody really know? All right? Will anybody really know?
Maybe he did, maybe he did. I'm not going to tell a country that's spending hundreds of billions of dollars and has helped me do one thing very importantly, keep oil prices down so that they're not going to $100 and $150 a barrel. And the fact is, maybe he did, maybe he did.
I don't know if anyone's going to be able to conclude that the Crown Prince did it. Whether he did or whether he didn't, he denies it vehemently. His father denies it, the king, vehemently. But they're vehemently denying it.
Which president's doing that?
Excuse me?
Which president is doing that?
Biden. President Biden.
Trump supporters don't want no soft president allowing other countries to take advantage of us. We're going to observe their brainwashing outweigh the facts on this watch list.
I'm about America strong. So this right here, all these people here, they letting all these immigrants here, these murders and everything. This is, I gotta think about my grandkids.
It's a checks and balances. It helps them. To be an illegal immigrant here, it holds you down. You don't get a job because you're scared. You don't get health care because you're scared. So we have to have accountability. It's not being punitive. It's not being racist. It's giving them the best opportunity they have. You send someone to a country and they have to hide. We have to have checks and balances.
Do you support what the Biden administration has done recently, the steps they've taken to say we're going to close the border entirely when there are too many crossings that are illegal?
I don't believe anything the Biden administration has done. I am friends with Dan Crenshaw. I know him. He's a distant relative. He's done nothing to check on those people. The people that have come into this border, they're treated like animals. It's disgusting. It's all propaganda to get votes for him. He's a disgusting human being.
The president is, you're saying?
President Biden is disgusting. Hi, President Biden, you're the most disgusting animal in the world. He's brought them here in squalor, absolutely horrific conditions, and he wants their vote. That's all he wants, just like the black people. He is enslaving the black people by telling them that they're being held down. They believe it. It's disgusting. He should go to hell.
Dan Crenshaw better come get his close, distant relative before she starts going on about black jobs that those criminal immigrants are stealing from us, too.
His big kill on the black people is the millions of people that he's allowed to come in through the border. They're taking black jobs now, and it could be 18, it could be 19, and even 20 million people. They're taking black jobs.
He says it, they regurgitate it without a second thought. The one thing you'll notice about the groupthink that's cultivated at these rallies and on conservative media is that the incapacitated president somehow orchestrated a mass deportation of dangerous migrants that were previously held in mental institutions so that they can just come vote. Just like a few years ago when they claimed that Democrats made a few phone calls and put migrants in caravans and Honda Odysseys for a quick trip to the border. That is, until the election was over. Then it wasn't a problem anymore.
We got to get Biden out.
Why?
Why? Because he's got dementia. He has no idea what he's doing. He's bringing all these people over from other countries that are destroying our country.
So he's bringing them over, you're saying?
Yeah, he's bringing them all over. And it's ridiculous.
In what way? Can you be specific about that?
They're coming through the border because the border's not protected like Trump did it.
Never a clear reality-based example of how Joe Biden is bringing people to the country. They can bypass all those details because what's appealing is the thought of violence being carried out on people that they think are inferior to them.
What do you think of Trump's policy on immigration?
Back in 2020, when he
I'm sorry, back in, I believe it was 2016 when he first got in office, he like signed a bill and ICE was kicking indoors. I feel like, I like that. I feel like if you're gonna target the ones that's here illegally, that's doing the wrong, and stuff like that, then yeah, I feel like his policy is better.
What about the Muslim ban?
Say that one more time?
The Muslim ban.
That's crazy, because I have a Muslim sister, so I feel like,
What, does she know you're voting for Trump?
yes, she does. And my mom and my brother, they're Democrats, so I'm fine with that.
So you cancel the vote out.
Yeah.
But are you worried that you're putting your sister in any kind of peril by supporting this candidate?
No, because she, it's weird because like we're talking about Muslims, right? And we're talking about Philadelphia Muslims. A lot of like the Muslims here, they garb up for like a couple months and then they're not garbed up. So I feel like she's wishy-washy with it. So no, I'm not putting her in any danger.
So he's jazzed about Trump's plan of kicking indoors of people that they consider illegals, but has a problem with the Muslim ban because of his sister. But she won't be profiled as a radical Muslim because she's wishy-washy with being garbed up in public, where racist white folks he supports would kick in her door over their assumptions about her.
Trump had immigration under control when he was president, and Biden completely got rid of it, and now our border is a mess, and we have millions of illegal immigrants that should not be here. People are coming across the border now with Biden shirts on, right? They're being told to come here, try to register to vote, and to vote for Biden. That's completely unacceptable to me.
I think we need to focus on our borders. I mean, it's like a Trojan horse. We have so many illegals in here. It's just a matter of time, before we're sitting ducks.
The Biden administration recently said we're closing the borders when, let me finish, when the numbers, the crossings get to a certain number. And that's, actually an airtight closing of the borders. And they've also recently said that if you're here illegally, but you're married to an American citizen, you get a green card after 10 years. Trump is now saying on immigration that if you graduate from college, even if you're illegal, you get citizenship here. If you graduate from college in another country and you come here, you get citizenship. How do you feel about both of their positions on immigration?
I have not heard that, and I think every day the border is open is a further for it to have been closed immediately. Once we see all these murders, all the numbers, all the squatting, it's you got to stop the bleeding. He says he's going to stop, but he doesn't close it. And that's just more days, more numbers, people that leave us vulnerable as a nation. There's been Americans that have died for this freedom, and no, it's not our borders need to be closed.
Pretty clear that extreme fear in the form of scenes that don't exist in real life is what drives their unwavering loyalty. Just because Trump and his allies claim that people who just showed up in the country through legal means or undocumented status are given a social security number and a Democratic Party voting card, they take it as fact. So much so that any action on the border that they'd actually support, they reject, just like the president that they support, but refuse to pay close attention to. Again, it's not about the policy, it's about the brutality.
Wide open borders, letting all these murders in, I believe we're going to get a terrorist attack on our own land.
But the president and his administration anyway have closed the borders when the illegal crossings get to a certain number, which is no president has done that before.
Well, it should have never been open. Should have never signed everything when he first got into office and let everybody come in. Now you're going to sign a paper that says you're going to close the border now. Well, it's way past it. You got all these people way past. Too late, Joey.